the rumor is that in the evenings, the statue cries, just like tears on the face, and so it was often rumored to be a sort of, it's not exactly a haunting, but something similar to things that happen like in Catholic churches where dried blood, in vessels will turn to liquid on certain days of the year. Or I guess you could call it miraculous in a way, but I think there's another term for it. It looks as though they may be adding something to it, or maybe this will be a decorative area. You can see kind of how the shelves are put into place though. So it kind of has the appearance that there will be more areas just for urns. However, it also could be a large area for a plaque that's going to be put up in the future. So I don't know. It looks like it's supposed to say 1900, but I think that actually says 1898 to 1800. So probably just a typo. Well, either that or it's decay. We're not claiming time travelers here or anything of that nature. I don't know, I think sometimes they just get lost over time, and then they end up doing maintenance on a certain area. Maybe they find them again, and then they just place them somewhere convenient, since nowadays everything's digital. They don't really need, physical markers anymore. We have Byron Sweeney, Sergeant, Army Air Forces, 1913, to 1974. And again, looks like some damage that has been done, possibly with some sort of equipment that's run over it, maybe during the winter when they couldn't see it. I'm not really sure. And behind it, we have Myrtle L. 1880 to 1888, and then right next to that we have Gertie 1893 to 1894, and then JL 1848 to 1921, and Lucy 1853 to 1944. Well, it looks like we're gonna run up upon some more damage here close to the edge here. First, actually, we can look at this really quickly. It's not much to see. I can't tell if maybe this was a new base that was poured. It kind of looks that way, and I'm gonna guess that most likely there were a few ground level memorials sort of like this right over here, and they're probably just being stored temporarily. Let's see, Evelyn Lehman here, 1914 to 1984, with it looks like is that a firework there? Yeah, maybe so. And then right next to it we have Lucius Heiser, 1880 to 1967. And so kind of looks like the same situation. You can tell this one is a little bit older, has a seam in it, and so even though I would still guess that more than likely the case is that that was just re-poured here recently, and they're going to be moving things back shortly. But traveling down this row here, you can start to see some of the damage that we've seen a lot of recently. See the grave of John and Melissa Tracy here. John 1848 to 1935, and Melissa 1851 to 1927. And the memorial itself is in excellent shape, other than falling backwards for whatever reason. It doesn't look like there was much on it, but I'm guessing just by how clean it is and the color that maybe recently they've come and started the restoration work, and so that's kind of a good sign, I feel like, and probably a sign that it's going to be fixed here relatively shortly. It looks like they're getting the surface prepared for more adhesive of some sort. And one teetering here, Helen P. Wolverton, 1899 to 1943, and just kind of barely teetering on this base stone. It looks very precarious, like it could fall at any moment. And we see Rosa Magner here with no dates, and right next to it Eli Magner, also with no dates, and continuing on behind. See the same here, another Lola Magner, no dates, and then some stones here with very decayed faces. I might be able to get it when I get back, but it's pretty hard to read now. Looks like 1860 to 1980 maybe. Another one I'm gonna try and put up the information later here. A very clear one here. See, Isaac Miller, 12th U.S. Infantry Corporal. It's interesting that it's the U.S. infantry when a lot of them were state infantries, so I guess the makeup of the military was quite different back then. And one last little memorial here, sort of teetering towards the edge. Not really, it's not really a steep hill or anything. We see Marion, or C. Marion Miller, 1923 to 1932. There's one very similar right over here. Another Miller, in fact, which is interesting since the style is the same. I wonder if it actually is supposed to be Eugene A. Miller, 1907 to 1907. But it's moved so significantly from this spot here, and this one appears to have been moved as well from its appearance on the base there. So it makes me wonder if these have been scattered about for whatever reason over the years. Grace Delamarter, 1886 to 1911, next to a old military marker here that is sunk or has severed and been placed back upright, assuming it hasn't sunk. Unfortunately, though, it is impossible to get really any information off of it other than what appears on his wife's stone there. Another few here that are very damaged. Looks like, again, a Civil War veteran. Isaac Esbit, 88th Indiana Infantry. and then next to it just says Father here, which probably is a memorial to the same person here. So difficult to read the main section again. See if this helps any. See, like, looks like maybe Betty Ann Burgery, 1880 to 1884, and then Peter Philip Burgery, 1882 to 1887. It looks like that's it for that. Some more unfortunate damage here. You can tell that some of these things are lost and don't really have any base stones, so that they've kind of been forced to lean it up against the side of these other memorials. Let me see if I can get a name on this. Peter Burkhardt, 1820 to either 94 or 99. I'm thinking 99. And I'm not sure if we can get anything off of these. It looks like some initials. Like RPB maybe? I don't see anything else on it. This is very clear. See, here is Joanna, wife of Peter Burkhardt, born 1833, died September 21st, 1887. I'm wondering here, there's this planter over here, but I can't tell if it itself is a memorial. Wow, that was a big chunky memorial here too. Looks like we have the Hartzell Memorial. About 4.5 feet tall and about 1.5 feet thick. Quite a large piece there. And we have this here, and I think it might just be a planter. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it looks that way. There's no inscription on it whatsoever. It just had the placement like it was something more, but obviously now it is completely unused. Very interesting though. Alright everybody, thank you so much for joining me on this edition of 539. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you've never hit it before. We do these about twice a week, visiting a lot of historic locations around the Midwest area and around the United States in general. So make sure if you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up so the algorithm knows that you care, and I will see you in the next adventure.